안녕하세요. 안정현입니다. Welcome again to another edition of Let's Speak Korean, the fun and easy way to learn Korean. If you keep building up your Korean bit by bit every day with Let's Speak Korean, I'm sure you're going to be fluent in no time. Okay, let me start by introducing two people to you. Scott and Christine are here. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. Scott입니다.
안녕하세요. Christine입니다.
Now, Scott, you must have studied Korean before joining the Let's Speak Korean team. How do you find this program different?
Well, first thing is I'm on the other side of the TV screen now.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know. This one just seems it's more like I have some pressure that I have to prepare for the show every day. Like I have to deserve this seat.
Mm-hmm. Christine, do you find it easier learning Korean by being on this program?
Well, yeah, previously I learned some Korean characters, but I haven't studied Korean conversation, so this is a great opportunity for me. I'm also taping the shows, so I can practice my Korean.
Hey, you can use those tapes to teach Korean to Christine Jr.'s years down the road.
Oh, many, many years down the road. Let's hope.
Right, I hope you two keep up the good work. And let's review what we studied last time. Christine, can you remember what we did last time?
Yes, I can. It was 녹차도 있습니까?
Very good. And how do we answer that question, Scott?
네, 녹차도 있습니다. Or if you don't have it, 아니요, 녹차는 없습니다.
That's right. We learned that depending on the article you use after a noun, you can get sentences with different meanings. And we also talked about articles 도, 은, and 는. Now let's get on with today's lesson. Scott's been up to something as usual. Take a look at the next scene, and as always, listen out for that Let's Speak Korean sound.
Hello everyone. One of the best ways of seeing another culture is by checking out its museums. So today I'm going to go to one of Korea's most famous museums. But all I've got is me and this map, so I hope I can find it. I'll start by asking someone where it's at. Excuse me. 박물관이 어디에 있습니까?
박물관이 어디에 있습니까?
광화문에 있습니다.
광화문에 있습니다.
감사합니다. Where is that place? Maybe I should ask someone. Excuse me. 박물관이 어디에 있습니까?
박물관이 어디에 있습니까?
저기에 있습니다.
저기에 있습니다.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, we were originally going to go to the National Museum today, but since it's under reconstruction, we decided to go to the Folk Museum instead. Now this has everything you can imagine about the Korean culture. Let's check it out.
Scott went to look for a museum all by himself with the help of a single map. Pretty impressive, huh? By the way, Scott, did you find the museum interesting?
Yeah, it was great. I especially liked the replicas of old Korean houses and the inside of the buildings.
You said you studied Asian history in college. You must have been to a lot of museums then.
Right, I've been to quite a few here in Korea, including the National Museum before they decided to tear it down and move it to a different place. So yeah, it was interesting, and I hope they really get the new one built as quickly as possible.
You really show a great deal of interest in these things, huh?
I enjoy it.
Christine, have you been to any museums in Korea?
I've been to a folk village in Suwon, but not to a museum.
One of these days, maybe?
Yeah, I'd like
Scott
to.
can guide you.
Hey,
Let's
that's
go.
a great idea.
Right, let's move on now. Christine, do you remember where you heard that Let's Speak Korean sound?
Yes, it was 박물관이 어디에 있습니까?
That's right. Scott used that expression to ask a passerby where the museum was located. Scott, how did people answer your question? 박물관이 어디에 있습니까?
They said 광화문에 있습니다, or 저기에 있습니다.
Precisely. Today we're going to talk about locations. something이 어디에 있습니까? And something이 어디에 있습니다. Now, 어디에 here is made up of 어디 meaning where, and 에, a location particle meaning in, on, at, or to. And questions with 어디 can be answered with place nouns or place names. Let's practice this together. Scott, in Korean, how would you say this is a museum?
박물관입니다.
Good. Now use the word 어디에 and ask where the museum is.
박물관이 어디에 있습니까?
Excellent. Let's try repeating it after me, okay? 박물관이 어디에 있습니까? Scott,
박물관이 어디에 있습니까?
Christine?
박물관이 어디에 있습니까?
All right. Now let's listen to some native speakers for some more pronunciation practice and pay attention to the new words also.
경복궁. 경복궁이 어디에 있습니까? 광화문에 있습니다. 63빌딩. 63빌딩이 어디에 있습니까? 여의도에 있습니다. 이태원. 이태원이 어디에 있습니까? 한남동에 있습니다.
Just in case you're wondering about the new words, Gyeongbokgung is a palace from the Yi dynasty, and Yuksam Building is the tallest building in Korea, 63 stories high, and Itaewon is a place near downtown Seoul popular with foreign tourists. Now let's see how we can answer the question something something이 어디에 있습니까? All you have to do is first say the name of the place, the location, followed by particle 에, and then add 있습니다, meaning it exists, okay? Let me give you an example. Suppose we want to say it's at Gwanghwamun. You say the location, Gwanghwamun, followed by 에 particle, and then by 있습니다. So you say Gwanghwamun에 있습니다. And if you want to say it's in Seoul, you say 서울에 있습니다. Then Christine, answer my question.
Okay.
The Eiffel Tower. 에펠탑이 어디에 있습니까?
파리에 있습니다.
Good. It's in Paris, right? Repeat after me this time. 파리에 있습니다. Scott?
파리에 있습니다.
Christine?
파리에 있습니다.
Okay. It's Scott's turn now. You must know the answer to this question because you know a lot about Korean culture, right?
Okay.
석굴암이 어디에 있습니까?
경주에 있습니다.
Good. It's in Gyeongju. Gyeongju is a city in the southeastern part of Korea. Now then, have you been to Seokguram, Scott?
Yeah, sure. I've been there a couple of times.
Do you want to explain what the place is like for our viewers at home who haven't been there?
Okay. It's kind of set against a hill on the eastern side. So as the sun comes up, it shines into a kind of a grotto or a small cave on a Buddhist image. So yeah, it looks really, really interesting.
Thank you for that wonderful information. Now let's go to Focus In for some more practice on today's lesson.
박물관이 어디에 있습니까?
종로에 있습니다. 하이.
하이.
집이 어디에 있습니까?
여의도에 있습니다. 집이 어디에 있습니까?
저도 여의도에 있습니다.
병원이 어디에 있습니까?
광화문에 있습니다.
Different places in Seoul were mentioned just now. Gwanghwamun, Yeouido, Jongno. Now, Scott, you must have heard about these places before.
Oh, sure. Gwanghwamun is where the National Museum used to be. And then Yeouido is called the Manhattan of Korea.
Why is that?
Because it has the biggest building in Korea. It's an island in a big city. And it also has the main financial district.
Right. And we earlier said that the tallest building in Korea was?
The Yuksam building.
You are so good. Okay, then answer my question in Korean. Scott, 63 빌딩이 어디에 있습니까?
It's 여의도에 있습니다.
Good. You can also say the complete sentence. 63 빌딩이 여의도에 있습니다. Can you repeat after me, Scott?
I'll try. 63 빌딩이 여의도에 있습니다.
Very good. Christine?
Okay. 63 빌딩이 여의도에 있습니다.
Okay. Now let me explain more about the particle 에. It's a location particle, and it is usually used with verbs like 있습니다, meaning to exist, or 많습니다, meaning to be many, or 삽니다, meaning to live. Now let's practice. Christine, do you know the population of Seoul?
Oh, I'm afraid not. I know it's in the millions, but I don't.
It's over 10 million. It's quite a
Really?
large city, don't you think? How about we say there are many people in Seoul? You say 서울에 사람이 많습니다. Can you repeat that?
I'll try. 서울에 사람이 많습니다.
Good, Christine?
서울에, what's the next part?
사람이
사람이, that's people. 많습니다.
Very good. Now here, 에 and 많습니다 are used together. Now let's try combining 에 with 삽니다. Let's say my friend lives in Busan. 제 친구가 부산에 삽니다. Repeat, Scott?
제 친구가 부산에 삽니다.
Good. Christine?
제 친구가 부산에 삽니다.
Very good. See, now you're able to say and understand pretty long sentences. Well, that brings us to today's alphabet lesson. We're going to go to see Vivian and see what she's been up to.
Hello, I'm Vivian Kwan. Now you're learning more and more of Hangul, and that means you can read more Hangul. All right, now last time we studied the double consonants, and today we're going to take a look at the complex vowels. Now there are a total of 11 complex vowels, and they're made by combining two basic vowels. Now you should watch how they look and follow their pronunciation carefully. Are you ready to begin? All right, let's start. This is 에. If you look at this carefully, it's made of the vowels a and e, and it's pronounced 에. Repeat after me. 에. Okay, let's take a look at one more. This is 와. Now it's made of the basic vowels o and a. Can you tell? All right, now it's pronounced 와. So two basic vowels can be combined to become 11 of these complex vowels. And their format is just like the two you saw. But first, we should study how to pronounce these complex vowels. Now watch the phonetic symbols carefully and repeat after me out loud. 에, 예, 에, 예, 와, 왜, 워, 왜, 위, 의. Well, how are they? Now the pronunciations are a little bit tricky, aren't they? But today, we complete the study of all the possible consonants and vowels that make up Hangul. Now, if you know how to pronounce these characters, that means you can read Hangul. And of course, you have to learn in the future what they mean also. Okay then, don't forget to practice what we learned today, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Vivian. We learned a lot of new expressions today. Let's see if Scott remembers them. What was the most important one, Scott? Just give us one.
박물관이 어디에 있습니까?
And the answer?
광화문에 있습니다.
You remember it so well. And Christine, when do you use these questions and answers?
When we want to know where the location of something is.
That's right. You two have done very well today. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I hope all of you at home have done just as good a job. Don't forget to practice. Until next time, 안녕히 계세요.